Welcome back to BRMC's Healthy Connections. Jodi Owens, our guest today, is the coordinator for the Repel Diabetes Learning Center, and we were talking about type 2 diabetes.
Sure.
And those that are insulin dependent. They've become insulin dependent, and you were talking about how diabetics that must take insulin shouldn't feel like in any way, shape, or form they're failures,
Right.
or that they've done something wrong.
Right.
It's their body reacting to the lack of insulin being produced. Am I saying any of that?
That is all correct.
Okay.
And that is, like I said, one of the major sort of stereotypes that come along with, and I think a lot of that comes from the old-fashioned thoughts of the huge needles and the syringes and things of that nature. And technology has brought us pretty far now to where insulin needles and insulin pens and things of that nature are so tiny that most people don't even realize it once they've given themselves an injection.
Yeah.
So it can be pretty funny to see that initial reaction and say, well, gosh, I didn't even feel that.
How about insulin pumps? Are they right for everyone?
Insulin pumps are a wonderful thing. They can be type 2 or type 1, utilizes those in equal form and fashion. Not right for everyone. And again, just like any other medication,
Right.
that is a form, obviously, of getting the insulin into the body. But it takes someone who's very committed and very savvy. And most of the time we see pumps initiated, especially with our type 1 population, and at a young age.
I was going to say, I've known two children
Yes.
that had the insulin pumps, which gave them a much more, were very active, they're
Sure.
very active kids, and it gave them a lifestyle that was very similar. I mean, you'd never know the kids had pumps.
Right.
I mean, they were able to do all sports.
And I think that, we say this, and Sherry will say this too, because she is really my pump how-to and go-to lady, and she's our other nurse at the center. But pumping is a privilege, and we really stand by that. And most doctors and physicians to be safe with the pump, because it is such almost a mimic of a pancreas, and to function like the pancreas. I almost want to give people a degree in science and a degree in math.
You really have to be committed, a lot to learn.
Exactly. And it takes a commitment, and it takes a good, I would say, 6 to 8 weeks to get comfortable wearing and being able to. And that brings a lot of communication in between us and the patient there at the center. We kind of, I say this all the time, we kind of act like the bridge between sometimes with the physician and the patient, and being able to help, because as we all know, we don't get to spend nearly as much time with our physicians that we want to mostly. And that's nobody's fault, it's just the way of the world.
It's the reality right now.
And,
Absolutely.
And we're able to kind of help with that, but also take into consideration that in this area we have so many wonderful doctors that are willing to and accepting of this new technology, and that's what's so wonderful, and we're really excited about that. That, on the flip side, that being said, we do see some adults with pumps, and they're very successful with that. It's just kind of a general medical decision, first of all, first and foremost, made by the doctor.
The doctor is the one.
And the patient can obviously seek and ask questions to the center or to any of us about pumps if they're interested. And again, it's definitely a commitment and definitely a large undertaking. But I guarantee you, my type 1 pumpers, as we call them, I like to lovingly call them that, probably have better math grades than any other kids in school, as they do those carb countings and all those different things. And it's really a neat thing to see how successful and how just absolutely, easy and stress-free that it can make their diabetes management. And speaking of that, while we're on the type 1 subject, I would also like to bring forth the next big event that we're having at the center.
What's going on?
Well, we're getting ready to have our second annual fundraiser for the house. And with us being a community house, we are responsible for some fundraising. And we're very excited this year. We have taken our 5K that we had last year and expanded that to a 5K run walk and a 10K run walk.
Excellent.
So I think we're probably going to be one of the only 10Ks in the area for this year.
And this is a real race. This
Yes.
is a
This is an absolutely registered.
Real runners can
Yes,
get out there
absolutely,
and receive credit for it.
Yes, and
you can
and
tell
we
I'm not a
are.
runner.
Well, we've started to be in touch with the folks at Arkansas Runners and then over at Ozark. But the exciting part to this year is that we will have chip timing. And if you're a runner, you definitely know what chip timing means. And that's going to be very exciting it's a qualifying race, as they say, and being able to get, marathon runners a little bit more pumped for those big runners. But also with the 5K run walk, just some of us amateur runners that don't run a lot, but we like to support a good
I'm a
cause.
Heck of a walker.
There you
Let me
go.
tell you, it's a good cause.
Sure,
So.
and we're calling it, and we same as last year, Move It for Diabetes, because that is an absolute necessity, as many folks know that have diabetes, is you got to move it.
Yep.
You got to be
that
active.
Nutrition,
Yes.
The education with your insulin is only one portion of it. That exercise
Sure.
is crucial.
The exercise factor, and that's just our way of saying, we support you in any and all efforts to get out there, to exercise, to move, and hopefully, we're going to be hosting this out at Big Creek here in Mountain Home.
I was just going to say, what route are you taking this year?
Out at Big Creek in Mountain Home, and the girls out there, Sarah Zimmerman and Jamie Rigdon, have really gotten together and gotten a lot of things organized for us as far as mapping out an appropriate trail out there. I know there are some, as Barney told me the other day, there are some slight hills, but they have mapped out.
Slight.
Yes,
Since he's an avid runner, his definition might be slightly different than someone else's.
Hills,
yeah.
Yes, they have mapped out a really nice course out there, and I believe it's going to be similar and along just the regular golf cart trail. So that will be very helpful. And we're just going to make a day of it and have.
Well, now, what day and what time?
We're going to have this coming up on May 21st.
May
and
21st.
It's a Saturday.
Okay.
Out at Big Creek. Move It for Diabetes.
All right.
And we're going to start registration at 7 a.m. The race starts at 7:30.
Now, can people pre-register?
Yes, we have pre-registration available going up on the Baxter Regional Medical Center website. We're also, like I said, Arkansas Runners. And we will be associated with the Ozark Mountain Ridge Runners, which is www.omrr.org. and of course, by all means, just stopping by and picking up a registration form either at the center, at the Repel Center, or at the foundation office as well. So we'll have some registration forms available for them anytime.
So for those of us that might be new to the community, it's going to be on May 21st.
Yes.
And if you want to pre-register for this, the foundation, BRMC Foundation, is in the Medical Arts Building attached to the hospital. Repel Diabetes Learning Center is the row of houses that is across from the emergency center. You'll see a parking lot. Right past that parking lot are the row of houses. Repel is the second one. As you're facing the houses, and also you can go in there, and then Baxter Hospital is www.baxterregional.org. You can go online, fill out your registration there. So,
Absolutely. So we are going to have some online, and we have already launched our Facebook campaign for that, so you can friend us on Facebook also, Jodi Owens or Sherry Smith, and we can get you the information that way as well. So we've got some followers coming up on that.
I know that each year it's fun to watch each one of these events.
Sure.
When they're launched, we've been so pleasantly surprised with the turnout that we received last year on this. And then each year, as these events become part of the communities in the surrounding areas, to see them grow and grow and grow.
And that's really what we want this year, and for the Repel House to just keep on and to be able to bring that assistance to that newly diagnosed person. I can't tell you the folks that I see over, even while they're still in the hospital, even though we are an outpatient center, we are able to service those and just helping them get on their feet, so to speak.
Right.
Helping them with those supplies and those needed things.
And educating not only the patient, but their family members as well. These community houses, we call them the 4 community houses, and it's been said before, I think Regina said something, Regina Ellis with the Pikes Cancer Support House, that they really should be called homes,
right,
because of the environment that each one of these coordinators like yourself have created. You walk in and it's home.
Sure.
You want to come in, you want to sit down, you want to learn more, and those resources are there for the community. It's all free,
right,
other than now with Repel, you do need the doctors.
We do have a charge for our group classes.
Right.
But now, you know, just the generalized information and all
that literature is all free.
We also have, speaking of free, I should mention, we also have free meters available for the public, and those are our blood glucose check meters for home use for patients. And those are very beneficial. Everybody with diabetes should have a meter, should have a current meter. A lot of times I do a little poll in class and say, okay, how many people in here have a meter that's older than 5 years? And when we say, it's time to do a little browsing over here in my stash, and we get them and we're able to set them up with a new meter. And those
Wonderful.
are absolutely free as
See,
well.
there's so many free items available
right,
at all the community houses.
And just the services, and we just want to be able to continue that year after year and be able to be a support system for our community. So that's our goal, to make Move It even bigger this year.
All right, so let's make Move It for Diabetes May 21st.
Yes.
It's a Saturday out at Big Creek Country Club and on 62, and it's going to Registration starts
at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Day starts at 7:30.
All right, come on out and Move It for Diabetes. And if you're not a runner, come on out. It's a worthwhile cause.
Sure.
It's a great way to raise
we also
money
have
for the house.
a spirit runner, and the person will receive a free T-shirt if they just want to support the cause.
Okay.
So.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So
got that
in other words,
option.
if you don't want to be out there yourself, but you want to support this very worthwhile fundraiser, please go online, take a look at the information, and be a spirit runner.
Yeah.
Jodi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
It's always a delight when you're here. Thank you for joining us today for BRMC's Healthy Connections, and we'll see you again next week.